Greetings and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. I'm guided and blessed by Spirit. We are in the protection of Spirit, and may there be light within this reading as we enter the dark side of Kate. And just an additional disclaimer, my intention of this episode and series was not to create illusions, create stories, create what, right? And unfortunately, there's a code within me that says, if I see it, I'm going to say it. Trigger warning, the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events. All cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you episode 21 of the Fake Kate show, titled Shape Shifters. Now, when I recorded the previous episode, where Kate, on the one hand, why did they make such a big deal of her going to the hospital? What is the big deal? We thought she was out and healed and done already by Christmas time, wasn't it? Now all of a sudden it's like, we better just reinforce the story, right? Isn't it weird? So why, when she goes to the hospital, and let me bring it in here, why, when she goes to the hospital, there's such this big deal? Okay, it's the clinic where she supposedly had her treatments. Of course, she wants to say thank you for all the hard work they did behind the scenes. Even the hack team that was involved in stealing records. But be that as it may, of course, she is the Princess of Wales. Now, if you're new to the series or if you've been following the series, the reason why I always name the title Kate Middleton is because that's who she is when she was born, according to birth records, whether real or unreal. I mean, we do know, for example, and we just have to ease in a little bit here, ladies and gentlemen, because there's some of us in the community that are still learning, still in a process of awakening, and please, you're always welcome here. I am of the light, and I've always stood by a script, funny enough, that was in the Bible, and it goes exactly like, have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. As you may know, in the past, in my TV career, I was a channel manager, but I also worked on another channel as a producer, which was heavy Christian. I believe that's where I got my master's degree. I did 3-year stint on the channel, and I did another 3 years when I managed the channel myself. So I've done about 6 years. Anyway, long story short, here is Kate and her sister, the ragtaggers, all wanting a bit of royal pie. Looking on at William playing rugby or whatever it is. And the sister smoking on the sidelines. I'm sure Kate just put hers out then. All right, let's do away with the sarcasm. What I want to show you, when I first saw Kate in the hospital, how did that get here? Did I move something? Things are moving around. All right, be that as it may, we'll just go with the flow. I must say, when I started preparing the show, it's taken me the longest it's ever done. There's a very pushy, negative energy pushing against me while I've been doing this. Even while I'm reading, I'm still feeling it. So, I first looked at news reports around Kate because I was actually trying to identify the exact day, but it all appears to be the 14th, right? So I had seen photographs of her, and the minute I looked at the one photograph, I saw this person. Now, of course, in what I saw, it didn't have earrings, all the Hollywood bullshit. The character is a fictional character within a adapted novel of a supposed, alleged, or fictional race called the Pearls, who are, of course, waterbound, or not waterbound, beg your pardon, they are of water, beach, all this nonsense. But interestingly, I've never seen this picture ever in my life before when I researched this afternoon, or this morning. Well, I started yesterday, but this morning, with the pure intention of, what the heck? I put a community post out yesterday, alerting community, and I saw this without the clothes, without the makeup, without the earrings, all that bullshit. So I went digging. The origin source of the character, we have a key date, 9 November 1967, or November 9, 1967. And the story was first published in, you're going to have to forgive my French, it's been a while since I've been there, Pilote or whatever. I believe I would have been in a past life in France. And I believe it was, unfortunately, sorry, fella, whoever it was, I'm with you, we're all together, let's cause some havoc. So the publication of the story happens November 9, 1967. Now we must consider for a moment there's a wider network that each network, and this is what Masonry is all about, right? Every, let's say, captain of industry or higher ups and all the bullshit, they all got key positions and they feed each other, right? Keep that money flowing within the child-eating, murderous motherfuckers. Now, we go one step back. Who is this magazine? Here is the magazine. It's based in France, so welcome to Paris. You recall with the Paris shows and all the Paris hoo-ha that was going on during the Olympics. And we recall the recent opening of the meeting portal hub, France. And we know there's portals all over the world, London, France, Monaco. All your main metropoles have their portals, have their people. This picture just gave me the heebie-jeebies here. So the impression is, and my feeling, and we can say, yes, they've created this out of pen and paper, really. So here we go. This face here on the right looks, on the surface, we can strangely agree if you don't, okay, my opinion is, looks harmonious, looks friendly. If you twist it a little bit, looks sexy. You know what I mean? It's not exactly, you're not looking at an ugly monster demon, right? But just below that surface there, see it's shapeshifted there, 16.7, lies a treacherous demon. And isn't it weird that Kate's eyes, just in this particular picture, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. If I'm doubting my senses, let's have a look at the numbers. To remind, we get into the root and the origin of this, I want to say, creature, right? So we have a business portal platform for, it's like the, what is that, the vampiris, how they publish their articles, because they are here. Right, ladies and gentlemen, and for the sensitive ones, let's be all together. Have nothing to fear from the evil deeds of darkness, motherfuckers. Okay, here we go. October 29, 1959. We see a 10-1. That's appropriate, right? Organizational. All together. 29-11-2. So we'll just look at this. What numbers are standing out? It's 39-12-3. This actually speaks about mass control as well, exactly like Monarch. These are Monarch numbers, 39-12-3. Remember, Monarch is going to be shared through the portals. It originated in London, then used in the US, let's say Hollywood, LA. And here we are in Paris. And Paris is also here. 30 outcome 3. Now, 30 outcome 3 in the context of a publication is actually a very good number. The problem is, why is that number hidden? So if it was 30 outcome 3 in this row here, in the outcomes, 30 outcome 3, then I'll tell you this magazine will never close down because there'll always be an audience with a feminine skew. Now that we've come out of the burnt hills of Paris, burnt hills of Hollywood, we now can identify this 33 as a possible hive. Another word, if we want to go strict with numerology terminology, we can say mass community. What sounds worse? Mass community. So there's a lot of them. 21.3, ladies and gentlemen, a current feature in all our alien, shove it in front of the TV screen, so we get a 15.6, but there's always a hidden 21.3. 12.3 integration number. Now 12.3 from a news platform or a magazine, whatever you want to call it, publication, is community orientated. Why would they want their publication to be community orientated? Because the opposite is true. Mass control, 39.12.3, mass control, not just a little bit control, 12.3. Mass control, 39.12.3. More hidden secrets. And there is a manipulation going on. So already these guys tick all the right boxes for those that are the usual suspects behind the scenes. Now, in the positive, all of these nines, and I'm getting the sense that it's actually more negative, to be honest, but if I had to be objective about numbers, 9 is about creation. It's a divine number. The problem is, if we flip the lens, you get a 63.9. These are very familiar numbers that you would see at a crime scene, right? And I've just realized that now, but the energy around here is very dark, actually. The problem when you get to the number 6 in the outcomes, so remember I spoke about 5s, politics, 4s, earth, 3, communities, 2, relationships, 1, the individual. So now when you get to 6, human race. 6, human race. So we are looking at they are here because of human beings. So disclosure, in the +3, 6 and 9, we're going to do energy flow because on any calendar they want you to believe there's not a 32 and there's not a 35 and there's not a 38. Think of numbers and energy as a continuum. I do speak about it, I think, in the first book, but there's going to be more tutorials. I'll go deeper. But for now, I will still get a read of what is going on here, right? In the intention, so the first number we need to look at is the day, like the day they are born, or the day, 32.5. This number here is problematic. Speaks about destruction. If you want to compare it inside the first block, your destruction number will be 21.3 and 63.9 and 54.9. Those are we can class those as destructive numbers. The 24.6 we didn't. Well, 29.11.2. That already tells you that this whole organization is wrong, right? 24.6 looks familiar. 24.6. Lots of lizards and shit around, reptiles, but like snakes. Ugh. So in the middle of the +3, we have a 15.6, so fake human. On the other hand, we can say, well, because it's a comic, we take in life issues and we make it more plausible or palatable with a 6. It's soft. I just see now there's a 666 here. So yeah, we've got a problem. 3 6s, yeah, we got a problem. So 6, if we're taking it on creature feature, 6 is humans. Oof. Okay. When I was putting out all of these charts, okay, I won't keep anything back because I'm going to tell you anyway. This 24.6, the reason why it's bugging me, it's almost like fodder, you know what I mean? Some food for the lizards. That's the feeling I'm getting. So hidden, and I'm going to highlight it here. And now what I was going to say is, with all there's a number of charts we're going to go through. I'm going to do this a long video. You guys, hope you got a coffee, tea, whatever your flavor. And you can pause and come back later. I'm going to do long stay on this one because 24.6 hidden. And I've been picking it up in the contemporary readings. Just something's been niggling me about these hidden 24.6s. So, and you think of like programming and movies they put on Netflix, for example, The Family, and this The Family, and this The Coca-Cola. I'll prove it through the video, but this hidden 24.6, there are hidden families here. Hiding. Families. Hidden. It's in all the charts. Well, we'll go through. My hunch is there are hidden families where breeding, natural breeding can take place, for example. and the other intermingling. We got a hidden 33-6. Of course, there can't be, what is a savage feast without a 33-6? And then 42-6. See, here's another destruction number here. This is the destruction number for humans, unfortunately, 42-6. And there is a theme of it, unfortunately. I'm going to say it if I see it, unfortunately. So here's a 42-6. I'm just checking something. So yeah, in the energy flow as well. In the +6 action, 42-6. And you see here now, 66, 12, 3. So yeah, what do they want to do? Control the human race, motherfuckers. 57, 12, 3. It sounds like I'm repeating myself. Infiltration in politics. Didn't we say this the other day? 48, 12, 3. Infiltration into Earth. Even families for Earth, for, you know. 4 is also family. It is the family position. It is. Beg your pardon. 39, 12, 3. Community. 30, outcome 3. They are in the open. This is the hive number. They are in the open. We saw this hive number in Beverly Hills. 90210, 21.3, routine abductions are par for the course. 21.3. And these are also case numbers here. 30, outcome 3, 21.3, 12.3, 3. I've just crossed my mind now. It took me a very long time to get this prep work going. 35-8, ghastly destructive number. See here, so we're looking for what is their purpose, right? 27-9, yes, yeah, I would say is one of them. Interbreeding. Well, not interbreeding, beg your pardon, breeding. Breeding. So they're putting a human with a demon and forging 15-6. What we know today as well, we assume they look like humans, but you can just tell. Motherfuckers. 36-9. So yeah, you see this 18-9. You know what this 18-9? Now, it's a very creative number. We've gone through all the 9s, right? But 18-9, in the context of this, is playing God. Not God. Playing God. We will not go quiet in the night. So they're playing God, huh? Interbreeding, breeding, beg your pardon. Well, they probably are interbreeding anyway. Breeding, playing God. Jesus. Look here. 69, 15, 6. This is mass production, ladies and gentlemen. I know I keep calling it the collective, but we are a community. 69, 15, 6. Let me refresh our memories. Well, we can use, we can use these numbers here even as an example. These are those Monarch controlling numbers, 48, 12, 3, 30. I mean, already at this level, it's already at a level. Do you know what I mean? And you go up one, and you go up one, all putting it in the conveyor belt, mass production, 69, 15, 6. They are mass producing hominoids, or whatever you want to call them. All shapes and sizes. We need to send some of those to Paris. Oh shit, the one that was doing Kate, she had a problem on December, around about the 25th, now 2 years or year. We better send one there. All right, we're sending one. Go, 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 go. Grand moment in the middle. She's had the most worst cancer situation in her entire life. So bad that she disappeared for 9 months. That's how bad it was, right? Yet, she walks into the middle of Wimbledon. Has there been any information, by the way, about her friends have gone to see her? No friends information, huh? So anyway, this hominoid or whatever the thing was, or dolly, whatever you want to call it, walks into the middle of Center Court, the most publicized event in the history of Wimbledon that year. Don't quote me on that stat, but you get the gist. Massive applause, and then she still looks up and says, whoever that it was, looks up, "Oh, you clapping for me?" Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen. And then, like, carries on for, how long was the match? Let's say for argument's sake, to be fair, I didn't time the match. I don't know the timing of the match. And what is it, men's or women? Anyway, let's say it was 2 hours. For argument's sake. If it's longer, it gets worse, even worse, right? She's had the worst cancer in her life. Yet she can sit in the open with all the noise, with all the sun, for 2 hours watching tennis and going on as if nothing's fucking wrong. I wish I had that pill. Well, they won't give us the pill that cures cancer because we need money. And what do we need money for? The factory. What factory? We're making humans. 69, 15, 6. They are producing somewhere. Another interesting number that keeps popping up, and we'll get to it. You recall in the hurricane shows, we found it in Scientology. There's that hidden 20, outcome 2. That's water people. We'll go there. 60, outcome 6. In the context of heebie-jeebie. Oh, God. 60, outcome 6. Yeah, that's like they're creating a whole human race. It's a fucking human race. Excuse my language, but I can tell you now the energy is so dense, it's lessened, thank you. But prior and during the first part of this reading, I tell you, thick as ever. 51.6, also problematic, negative, very So let me explain something about positive and negative numbers while we're at this juncture. I know there's a lot of information, so let's take these nugget moments. So from a numerology point of view, you can see here, let's use here, 4, 2, 6. So before the outcome, which is 6, so the outcome is always going to be the same, 6. But now we have a 4 and then a 2. And a 4 is greater numerically than a 2. So there's a reduction here. So in other words, something has gone wrong here. Something has been halved, if you want to look at it that way, or it's been reduced. So what has been reduced? And in this case, 4-2, because it's the 4, we speak about family. So they're reducing the family. And I've just been reminded of, in my early psychic days of growing up and taking off the nappy, I used to read a lot of Nostradamus books, right? Well, not a lot, a fair amount. And one thing that stood out for me was that part of the agenda of the lizard and aliens and all, there's a whole group of aliens here, I believe, right? Demons, right? The hidden agenda. They've always been here. I think I lost my trail of thought, so hopefully I can pick it up or I'll do a drop in. What I'm getting to here, 5 going down to a 1. So this is, Nostradamus. Sorry, let me take a sip of juice, and it is juice, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there goes the airplane. It is currently January 16, just after 1:30, I beg your pardon, my eyes. It's a 15, not a 13, so 20 past 3 in the afternoon. I've been recording currently 33 minutes, 20 seconds. Nostradamus, one of his main predictions that always stood out for me for whatever reason, and I've been monitoring ever since, is the gradual destruction of family. And these are one of the key markers. Is obviously, we know that saying, what is it? There's a saying, you separate people so you can conquer them better, right? I can't remember that saying now. But this 42.6 is about destruction of family. So family values even, right? So we go, okay, so how can a regular, on the surface, a regular comic magazine, is that part of their mandate, that's what they were doing anyway. 42.6 creates a eroding of family values and eroding of family as part of their agenda. And the agenda number is 22.4 in brackets, 22.4 hidden agenda. 22.4 agenda. 33.6 here. Okay, we're asking, how does this all fit into Kate? And we're only 35 minutes. I told you it's going to be a long one. Now, it's all relevant. So I'm not going to do too much in the outcome, because the outcome is similar, obviously, to the main. The difference is, 729. The year is another problematic number, because this is almost like the intention, right? It's everything combined, all revealed. So it's 72.9. Here you're even talking about destruction of universes, planets, races. That's why we must be very cognizant that those turtles that eat Pizzagate under the sewers, that we pay attention and be vigilant in the face of darkness. So the day the comic is published, now when we start introducing all of these alien races, right? So November 9. So 9, we can say, is an inception number, so it's an idea. Let's say to be proven to be real or not. We see November 11.2. In the year, we get a 23.5. So 23.5 can speak about the larger community and can also include foreign community 23.5, because 5 usually is foreign. And when you get a larger community, now if we stay on Earth perspective, we can say 23.5 is local, say, US and international South Africa, right? For example. So, but in the galactic world, when you get 23.5, now we're talking about communities outside of 5 is also the spirit realm. So now we say 5 in space, out there. So key identifying numbers, now we're going to start picking out 16.7. This is the actual publication when it went out, right? 16.7, the 20 outcome 2. And by the way, 43.7, they are also spinning lies here as well, huh? I'm looking for, well, there's the inception number there, 9. So they've got an agenda. Let's see here, 22.4, they've got an agenda. So when we go into the intention of the release of the very first Valerian story, right? Look what happens here in the intention, 23.5. 23.5. We've got 3 23.5s. So we've got a problem. Let's surmise for one moment that there were troubles elsewhere. And now Earth, as we know it, is the most inhabited or suitable inhabitation for all the different ones, right? Because this would suggest there's overcrowding. Overcrowding, can you believe it? Oh, and they say our cities are overcrowding. I wonder why they say that. Because Leo and all these other turtles and reptiles underneath the sewers eating Pizzagate. Maybe the humans on top are eating all the food, or whatever it may be, or killing the city, or whatever. Here's another big number, 46.10.1. This is a sacrificial number if we change the optic. And they create in families, 46.10.1. So families then breeding families, right? That's why, whether incidental or not, you get high society, they don't want to mix bloods. They don't want intermingling with lower level blood. And let me tell you, there's, in my opinion, and I'm not a scientist, there's very few pure breeds around, I would imagine. So action, here's a famous number, 15.6. 15.6. 17.8, wow. Yes, this is the beautiful thing I've picked up. In the further back in time we go, the clearer the pictures become. And what I mean by pictures, sorry, that's my language. What I mean is the numbers and what they represent are a lot more, let's say, methodical. In other words, these would be the right numbers you would see with this. Current day, you might find an odd number here and there because there's manipulation, right? Or they're trying to change the story, but you can always see it. Whereas here, look here, here's 15.6, Kate. 17.8. 17.8 is currently vacating Hollywood. Here's 49.13.4. Now, we saw this 4913-4 at Kate, the night of the ambulance, the 28th of December, in that 72-hour zone. We'll go back and have a look. I'm just going from memory. 4913-4 in the zone, and these are all your children numbers. These are the same numbers we saw at, let's not forget, because it's gone very quiet, in New Orleans, beg your pardon. Identical numbers in New Orleans, by the way. And 4913-4 unfortunately speaks about children. Here we have this ghastly 40 outcome 4. Nothing like France, eh? Mind you, we saw this in Hollywood as well, same numbers. We saw it in the MK Ultra programming deaths of Mr. Olsen. We saw it around Chelsea Grimes, who, as far as I still understand, still missing, by the way. That courteous police officer video footage was the best timestamp I've ever received. 18-9 in the outcome, playing God, intermingling, breeding. Here's the hidden 22, still hidden. There's two worlds here, eh? So obviously they come up to the surface, mate, eat, whatever, cause havoc, and then go under the water again. Some sleeping in the shit of humans. Those are the ones that eat Pizzagate under the sewers there. They like the shit. 16-7. So 16-7 around. You'll see in upcoming slides lots of 16-7s going around, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to jump to something here quickly. So this is the origin source story for this story here. I'm going to leave a bit of French history for the history series on Saturday. So on Saturdays, I'm going to leave Paris, if you don't mind. I'm going to leave it for the history section. The reason being, Rome, October 15, 1582 will be this first episode in the series of history. Very interesting date and event around here. And numbers, which ironically also tie up with these numbers here. Maybe we'll include Paris and France in that if it's that direct match, all right? So the main source is the story, right? So we've got all the 10 ones here, operational, of course, military, purpose, inception, the works. Now, because they're called the creature's pearl, I was actually just looking for quotes, looking for a thumbnail headline, but I think Shapeshifter should do it. And I thought, let me get a nice quote about pearls. I wanted to be a little bit sarcastic. Anyway, I found this guy, Jean de la Barrie. He's a philosopher, and he just gives a comment. I thought, why would it be highlighted? Anyway, he's from France. 15-6. He may be, like forgery 1.1 early days. But now look here, 16-7. Coincidence or not, we'll have a look. Triple 16-7s. Okay. Hidden. Now, why would his familiarity be hidden? Or does he have a hidden family? We're tapping into timelines. So we get this person's event and the day he was born, and we still tapping technically into the same timeline here. Look at these numbers, all the 4s here, 40, outcome 4, 31, 4, 22, 4, 13, 4. Look at that, 19, 10, 1, 18, 9, all the 7s that we just spoke about. There's all the operational numbers. 30, hidden, 30, outcome 3, hidden. All the 33, 6, 24, 6, 15, 6. And there's the 49, 13, 4. It's just, I don't know, is it a coincidence? Interestingly, in his +9, we see a 25, 7. So there's problems here. There's a inter-race, yes, or we can say interplanetary issues, in that we get in these aliens who are technically on Earth, or whatever you want to call it, whatever. But the numbers are showing that there's conflict. Oh, did you see Mr. Rogers the other day? Yeah, he's doing fine. Oh, I heard he had to have an operation on his tail. Oh, why? Well, he's a giant lizard and he's been living with us for about 10 years now. Came from planet Z or whatever, or planet X. I don't think we have that situation, do we? And that's why we have a 25-7. People are manipulating, or well, you would call them people, have manipulated what we know today as reality, even Earth, people. So this is interesting. Now this is the release date of the contemporary version. Now I've mentioned in the Alice in Wonderland series, Chelsea Grimes episode, they always do the initial release in London, even though it's an American-made movie, because they're paying homage to the portal, right? Now, why the hell would they be honoring Germany? So I started looking at Germany, but we know Germany is complicated. We can agree there, from First World War, Second World War, Cold War, post-Cold War, etc. So there's lots of dates around. I'm going to do a bit more deeper dive. I'll put it in the history section. The release date is in Germany. So something's in Germany, ladies and gentlemen. Why on God's green earth? A French story, but why launch in Germany? Why isn't the first release in France, beg your pardon then? But why isn't the first release in France then? Because that's the origin, isn't it? So why are they paying homage to Germany? So from a film perspective, I'm telling you now, this for me is odd. This version of the story, interesting that it starts with 20, outcome 2. Are we starting to hear the familiar number 20, outcome 2? Water people. The new avatar underwater. So there's also a 10-1. Now, in my mind, this becomes an issue as well. This for me is this is probably why. This tells me there's a conflict here. Now you would say, but it's not 2 plus 2 or 1 plus 1. But the problem is when you get to 10 and when you get to 20, you could talk in hives, communities, right? You can even go one step and say, okay, well, one world and another world. One world is a 22 world, one is a 10-1 world. There's different worlds here. There's a, we could even go as to say there's different groupings, different organizations, different clans. You get the drift. Also present 3710-1. And it's a portal sequence, huh? 10-1 portal sequence. Interesting. So portal sequence, everyone watching the film on that evening, or that, I assume it was in the evening, were involved in a portal sequence moment. Harvesting energies. And you recall this one, we know she's part of the penguin people. This one here. Hold on. We know she's one of them. I forget her name now. I haven't searched the others. Whatever, yeah, you know what I mean. She's one of them penguin people. Alright, so we've got a portal sequence, 10-1 portal sequence, eh? Interesting. Here's these, look here, 40, outcome 4, 22, 4, 13, 4, 4. It's not a joke. 12, 3, hidden 33. Another world. 15, 6. Kate again. Where did we see Kate? Whenever she pops up on the scene, 15, 6. Oh, that just showed me now. Very sharp teeth on this one. Very sharp teeth. Motherfuckers. Oh, that was disgusting. Okay, I'm going to stay on track. What the fuck, y'all? Here's your familiar 7. Someone sent me a message, thank you very much, from the community. Of course, from innocent numerology, positive aspect, 7 is quite a good number. But these kind of people and Satanists and those that practice the dark arts love 7. They probably turn it upside down, just to suit their morale. All right, and look here, 2911-2. Oh, another 20. You see that? Okay, hold on, hold your horses here. We are going back to that first 29-2. Yeah. We'll go deeper on Germany on the history show. History show. So we're going to do Rome, Paris, because I think Rome is linked. In fact, let me, let's keep it for then. 2911-2. Now, I'm not liking this. So in a crime perspective, this is a kind of number that transcends genre, or let's call it genre. So in a crime scene, it's a horrible number. Now, we see 2911-2 in many of the sacrificial cases around Hollywood, music wood. So either a massive law was broken, and in my opinion, and I'm going to say it now, this could even allude to people died to have this thing established. So in other words, they rely on their 33-6 routine, satanic practices, human sacrifices, whatever you want to call it. To achieve their objectives. So yeah, Look here, in the +6 of the contemporary version, which was in 2017, hidden sacrifice 33.6. And they do that when they ever publish movies, make movies. We even saw this number in Rust, when unfortunately up here Helena Hutchins was murdered in a sacrifice, because they have to fulfill the 33.6 mandate. Now, when you have a 29/11/2, someone unfortunately died so they can make this movie. Does that make sense? Interestingly, we have 16/7 on the scene again. Playing God, yeah, 18/9, motherfuckers. So here's another ghastly number. We saw this with Mariah Carey that weekend. 2 family members die within 72 hours, let's say. 46/10/1. Rack 'em, stack 'em, pack 'em. I'm just going back here. So these are all the numbers around a image I received at the announcement of Kate. So I went digging. And I want to just check. So here's the slide I want to show you. I may have shown this in one of the Kate episodes, but if you didn't see it, I'm going to show it again here, because I had to look for it again myself. And I don't know if I've mentioned this. I mentioned in the previous video. There is a community member that pointed out that they believe that the actual passing of Kate, as we know it, happened around December 12. So here's December 12, December 13, December 14, December 15, we get the +3. So I've just gone linear. And I did this chart in like EP3 of Kate in the background. I didn't show it in the early days. It wasn't time then. But when I was meditating, I got the feeling around this. 15/6 is like a reskin. So in other words, there's your fake human. You can see this is a slide on its own. I think, no. So 15/6 reskin, the fake human. Shapeshifters, 16/7. Reptile, 17/8. So a community member pointed out, I put it around 24, 25, right about in that zone, there was activity. However, someone said the real was December 12. We have familiar numbers 15/6, 16/7, 17/8, portal sequence. These are the numbers we are finding around similar events, somewhere connected events from around the world, all with a common objective. I received a message back then, devastation, the goal. And you'll recall When I spoke about the newspaper, a lot of destructive numbers around, destruction numbers, all destruction. And again, we have confirmation of others, reptiles, aliens, plausible events within given timelines. Remember, we're always tapping into a timeline. So the main objective of this slide that I wanted to show you was, more importantly, the reskin 15.6. This, in a meditation, in a moment, I received this. A reskinning 15.6 back then. Shapeshifters 16.7. 17.8 reptile. We will not go quietly in the night. How was that movie? Interstellar. We have to get off the planet because the corn has gone to dust. Everything has turned to dust. Elon is now launching, just sent 2 probes to the moon. I'm looking for... Yeah. We are back at the day January 14, and we're now out of the 72-hour sequence. But in that 72-hour sequence, 15.6, 16.7, in the day before the mass number event, 17.8. So what was she doing? Playing God, 18.9. All operational. The 21.3 manipulation. Here's this ghastly 29.11.2, ladies and gentlemen, again. 30 outcome 3, 12.3.3. And here we have all the 4s, 22.4, 31.4, 13.4. And ultimately, we have 33.6. When we have multiple events at multiple locations, well, this thing is freaking me out here on the right hand side now. And when you start finding similar numbers, so let me correct myself. If we had to be specific, that's a nice idea, thank you. It goes like this now. $15.6 made to believe looks like, transformed from, back to, is a alien, whatever you want to call it, EBDB, demon. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is how the 15.6, 16.7, 17.8 triangle will work based on this series. We will not go quiet in the night. Peace, love, light, harmony. My light, take away the shadows and reveal and expose the darkness. Bye for now.